How's it going? I'm Ryan. Today I'm going to go over the three trades that I took on MNQ. First two were winners. Third was kind of a final stab. Ended up being a losing trade. Came out with a pretty decent day overall. Get into those in just a second. We're going to look at MNQ here. I'm on the 15-minute time frame. Look at some of the zones I was watching. So this green and red level representing the high and low of last Friday's trading session. Then the only two zones that were really in play were 18,051 to 18,080 or so, and from 18,202 to 18,228, we'll call it. This happened to be a major level of support once we broke above it finally, this level, and then high a day right at that power hour, topped off right at the bottom of the next zone. So nice move zone to zone. We got that breakout. Let's look at trades I took today. So I put in this vertical line to just show where the day opened up, or the market opened up at 7:30. We held yesterday's high, or Friday's high. This would have been a really nice entry for long. As you see, we got from yesterday's high around 1805 to 1810. That's a 50-point move. That's really nice, really nice. So that was a really good trade to look for out of the open, but one that I did not get. Once we broke above and had this bullish momentum, we held Friday's high. We had a bullish momentum, bullish move upwards. We came back to retest the pre-market high. The pre-market high kind of right in here. And as we pulled back into this zone, I entered one contract long. So I'm going to pull this down so we have both the 5,000 and 1,000 tick chart. We can look at exactly what I was watching. So on the 1,000 tick chart, I watched, we have this pre-market high up in here. Same kind of area that we had some sideways movement, printing kind of candles without breaking a high or low before we got that break to high day. So I was watching kind of this general consolidation of these candles in here along with that pre-market high when we started to get a pullback. Because we had such a nice move up, I was expecting a bit of a pullback and then continuation, as well as we cleared the top of this zone, right? So this zone was acting as resistance until we clear above it. And then once we clear above it, it's going to act as support. Once we pulled back, I entered around 18,078, so somewhere around in here. We did get a little bit of a drawdown, just a little bit. I placed my stop below these wicks in here, so on the 5,000 tick chart, like a little bit below in here. So about a 10-point stop. My target was 18,100 exactly, so right there. So, a little over 20-point reward for 10-point risk, so a little over 2-to-1 risk to reward on this trade. Once we started breaking up, I considered adding another position once we broke above this this zone and retested in here after printing that hammer on the 5,000 tick chart. Would have been a great entry for a second position after getting some confirmation. But I kept it a little bit light today, so I did not do that. We did get a move up, came not too far off, about 3 points away from filling me on this move up before we had a pullback. I did raise my stop slightly to about break even, so I had it right around in here. I think is off by 1 point. Just if we did get a fake out and a lower high and we pulled back and wiped me out, that I wasn't risking much. But luckily we didn't pull back that far, and then we got that move up and filled me. So that was the first trade of the day, longs on the break and retest of pre-market high, and worked pretty well. Second trade was a really quick scalp. So a little bit later in the day when we had, I'll draw this channel here, but we're moving in an uptrending channel through the morning. So I can get it roughly in there. So we're within this channel. We broke to the downside, came up, and we were retesting. You can also see this on the higher time frame, right? We were channeling, move upwards, broke to the downside, and come up and retest an area that was formerly resistance, turned support, now back to resistance. So that's what I was watching. We had a rejection here and here, a few rejections in here. Then we broke it and then kind of held that area as support a couple times before breaking and coming and retesting. So I took a short over here, single contract as well. Once I saw this on the 1000 tick chart, I really liked that reversal and continuation to the downside. I was targeting just this swing low here. I entered on this candle here. So we had the break of this level, and then when we came up and retested it here is when I entered. Placed a stop above these wicks, so entry at 18,097 or so. Stop was 18,103, so about 6 points of risk. Target was down in here at 18,088, so about 10 points of 10 points to the downside for 6 points of risk. Close to that 2-to-1 ratio. Once I got that filled, we got a quick flush down though and filled me on that. So that was my second trade and a quick scalp for about 10 points. And then my third and final trade, all of these being on NQ today. NQ is just moving a little bit better than ES, especially in the morning. Was right in here. So we had this uptrend. This uptrend was broken. Then we started a kind of a brief downtrend, right? High, low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. But then we come down and we retest this zone in here. And I am watching that we get a bit of like a double bottom and we start to move up. And once we reclaim this swing high here, once we broke above, I thought that we were going to get this continuation of this uptrend that we had. I was looking to target around high a day. I entered a call when we came back and retested this level here. So I entered a call somewhere in here. My stop was pretty tight. It was about 10 points or 8 points. I entered right in here, 18, I think it is 18,100, and I placed my stop at, it was right below these wicks, so about 92, 93. So about 7 point of risk going for the high a day, which would be about 16 points reward. So once again, kind of right around that 2-to-1 I generally try to look for. So we sold right through, hit my stop, and then we kind of chopped around, bounced, but we got a lot of sideways action after that. You can see for the next from 8:17 to didn't break out to like 9:30, so all over an hour of kind of choppy sideways movement. This is kind of just a last trade idea, seeing that if once we got that double bottom, if we could reverse and reclaim that high a day. So I felt it was worth throwing that out there. That was my third and final trade. Luckily my winners were bigger than my losses and had a pretty decent Monday start the week. Appreciate you watching. Thank you very much. I do trade live Monday through Friday, so I'll be here all week trading. You can come stop by if you feel so inclined. We'd love to have you. Hope you have a great rest of your day. Peace.